Okay, let's just jump right into it. Today in our explainer, we're unpacking what is absolutely the most critical technological competition of the 21st century. We are talking about a monumental global shift here. This is a geopolitical and economic rivalry that's literally going to define the next few decades. Yep, today we are breaking down the Titan tug of war, the United States and China's race for artificial intelligence supremacy.
But before we get into the actual contenders, let's just quickly set the stakes. We are entering a completely new era. AI isn't just some neat consumer tech anymore, right? And it's definitely no longer a sci-fi concept. It is a foundational tool. It's actively changing how economies function, how militaries operate, and honestly, how your everyday life unfolds. From the job you'll have 10 years down the line to the apps you're using right now, this technology is dictating the future of, well, the whole shebang.
So, here's our roadmap for today. 1. The era of artificial intelligence. 2. The American AI ecosystem. 3. China's AI powerhouse. 4. The battle for chips. 5. AI and global security. And finally, 6. Who will actually win?
Let's start with Section 1, the era of artificial intelligence.
Let's look at the global stage right now and really grasp the sheer scale of the shift that's happening. Make no mistake, this is not a crowded marathon with dozens of runners. No, it is a high-stakes, heavyweight boxing match between two very distinct titans fighting for ultimate technological leadership. Obviously, other nations are innovating for sure, but the insane scale of investment, talent, and infrastructure makes this fundamentally a two-nation race for dominance.
Moving on to Section 2, the American AI ecosystem.
So the United States currently holds the lead. And this advantage, it's deeply rooted in a highly collaborative, well-established tech ecosystem. The US is home to some of the absolute most advanced AI companies on the planet. We're talking the heavy hitters here: OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Meta. These are the teams doing the heavy lifting, right? They're building those massive foundational models you hear so much about. The systems that can actually understand human language, generate totally new content, and crunch incredibly complex data in literally seconds. To put that into perspective, these companies command more pure computing power than some nations' entire electrical grids. It's wild. That corporate innovation engine is what's driving the current American advantage.
But, it's not just about those massive corporations. America's real superpower might actually be its magnetic pull for global talent. Thanks to elite universities, world-class research centers, and massive avenues for private investment, the U.S. consistently brings in the absolute best scientists and engineers from all over the world. It creates this self-sustaining innovation pipeline. Top talent breeds top technology, which, guess what, attracts even more top talent.
All right, Section 3, China's AI powerhouse.
Now, we have to look at the challenger. And let me be clear, China is not far behind at all. They are a rapidly accelerating powerhouse, closing the gap through sheer immense scale and fiercely focused adoption. When we talk about China, we really have to talk about the numbers, because the scale is staggering. The Chinese government doesn't just see AI as a profitable tech sector, they consider it a vital national priority. And to back that up, they are fueling the industry with billions, with a B, of dollars in direct investment, specifically designed to compete with the US. Plus, they have the human capital to actually pull it off, leveraging a workforce of literally millions of engineers.
On top of that, China operates one of the world's largest manufacturing systems and has a colossal domestic tech market. They are aggressively pushing AI straight into that manufacturing engine. They're pouring money into robotics, autonomous vehicles, and smart factories. And when you couple that with access to just oceans of data from their massive domestic market, which is absolutely crucial for training these AI systems, China is turning theoretical research into real-world, large-scale application at lightning speed.
Which brings us to Section 4, the battle for chips.
Because here's the thing. AI isn't just some invisible software floating around in the cloud. It requires physical, tangible hardware. And this is a massive bottleneck in this digital race. The entire AI revolution depends on highly advanced computer chips, or semiconductors. You can basically think of them as the digital oil of the 21st century. Without these microscopic, incredibly powerful pieces of hardware, building and training large AI systems is extremely difficult, if not downright impossible. They are the physical engine making all of this happen.
Right now, the United States is sitting in a really strong position because U.S. companies essentially draw the architectural blueprints for these advanced chips, and the U.S. has a lot of control over important global tech networks. But China knows this is a vulnerability, so they are working furiously to build up their own completely independent chip industry to cut their reliance on foreign tech. Make no mistake about it, the country that ultimately controls AI chips might just hold a major and potentially insurmountable advantage moving forward.
Let's shift gears to Section 5, AI in global security.
An absolutely crucial point to understand here is that this technology isn't just being built to power cool consumer apps or make factories more efficient. It is actively reshaping global defense and security. Both the US and China are hard at work developing AI-powered systems for their militaries. We're talking about using AI for next-level intelligence gathering, boosting cybersecurity, running autonomous drones, and completely upgrading strategic military planning. This drastically raises the geopolitical stakes, right? Because in this arena, AI superiority directly translates to military capability.
Fortunately, there's a big reality check here. A direct, kinetic conflict between two heavily armed nuclear powers would be utterly catastrophic. Because of that extreme danger, this modern war won't necessarily be fought with troops on a physical battlefield. The real competition, the actual tug-of-war we're talking about today, relies way more heavily on technology, economics, and pure innovation.
So let's wrap this up with Section 6. Who will win?
Synthesizing all of this, who is actually going to emerge as the definitive victor in this 21st century showdown? Well, looking at the balance of power right now, the US holds the edge in foundational innovation. They've got the most advanced AI research, global tech giants, and vital semiconductor design, all backed by a totally unique innovation ecosystem. But on the flip side, China absolutely dominates in scale and implementation. They've got unmatched manufacturing power, a huge domestic market for endless training data, rapid tech adoption, and unified, massive government backing.
The reality is, figuring out who wins isn't simple. The ultimate victor won't be relying on one single lucky invention. Victory is going to come down to mastering a sequence of technological milestones. First, who can consistently create better AI models? Second, who can produce the better chips? Third, who can keep attracting the top talent globally? And finally, who can actually take this AI and use it most effectively out in the real world?
Yes, the United States has the lead today, but China is moving incredibly fast. Ultimately, though, the future isn't just going to belong to the nation that happens to have the fastest computers. So we'll leave you with this final thought. True dominance in the AI race will ultimately belong to the country that most effectively merges human creativity and ingenuity with these new artificial minds. So who do you think will best combine the two?